Assalamu alaikum dear students. In this series of learning C programming we are discussing storage class in C. Till now we have discussed two storage classes, the auto storage class and register storage class. Every minute detail regarding these two storage classes have been discussed in the previous videos very minutely with the help of the program. Now we are left with two more storage classes in C, that the static storage class and external storage class. In today's video, we are going to discuss static storage class in C. In this video, we will discuss what is storage class, static storage class in C, how to use this static storage class in C, and what is the effect of the static storage class on the variable. Every minute detail regarding the static storage class we will discuss it in today's video with the help of the program. So, first of all, we should remember that the static storage class is most important storage class in C. Most of the questions that are going to be asked in the competitive or academic exams are going to be asked from these static storage classes. We can say almost 90% above questions are going to be asked from these storage classes in the examinations. So, it is most important storage class in C. Now, first of all, we know that storage, I hope that remember that storage class tells us some additional information regarding the variable, such as it tells us the default value of the variable, location of the variable, scope of the variable, and lifetime of the variable. These four things are going to be told by the storage classes regarding the variables to us. So, as when we declare, first of all, we will see how to declare a variable as static. Simply, we have to write X keyword static here. First, static, then data type of the variable, for example, int, and then name of the variable, X. And similarly, in the same way, we can write static, we can declare here character, here data type of variable, static float, for example y, ch, and static string here st30. This simple declaration of the variable, this is a variable of type integer and it is storage class is static. Here it is the variable name of the variable ch, and data type of this variable is character, and storage class is associated with it static. And similarly here it is float, and here it is correct, it is string. Now the default value for static int is integer variable whose storage class is static is 0, not garbage. As I have told you in previous videos that the default value for auto and register storage class is garbage value, but in this case it is 0 only for integer, and for character variable it is null, and for float it is 0.000000, and for string it is also null. So the default value for the variable whose storage class is static and data type is integer is 0, and for that variable whose storage class is static and data type character is null, and for those whose data type is float is 0.00000, and for those whose data type is string and storage class is static is also null. This is the default value that the variable whose storage class static is have. Now the location. These variables are going to be stored in the RAM. That means location of these variables is RAM, or we can say a primary memory. Okay. Third one, now scope. What is the scope of this variable? The scope of the variable whose storage class is static is scope. Scope is block scope. Take care. Block or function or method scope. Method. That means we can use the variable whose storage class is static only within that block where it has been declared, or only within that function where it has been declared. That means its scope is only within the block or within the function, method, or we can say. And the third one is the lifetime. What is lifetime? Here, the lifetime of the variable whose storage class is static is program scope. Or we can say the lifetime of the variable whose storage class is static is throughout the program. We can use this variable throughout the program until the program ends. At the exit of the program, at the termination of the program, we can use the variable whose storage class is static. So now I hope that you understood what is the default value of the variable, location, scope, and lifetime. Now these two things, scope and lifetime, these are very important. In most competitive exams, the students are going to make mistake in these two things. They are making mistakes in these two things, in scope and lifetime. Now, in order to understand these two concepts, these two properties thoroughly and fully, we will show its function with the help of the program. Here I will write down a program, and with the help of that program, we will discuss these three things, scope and lifetime of the variable whose storage class is static. So, first of all, here I will write a program, and after that we will discuss these two properties regarding the variable. First of all, here I will declare a function. For example, void, prototype of the function, first declaration of the function, void, for example, name of the function, the get data, simply. Now, void man, get data, void static and x equal to x plus 10 x equal to x plus 5 man x equal to x plus 10 printf percentage d x, and that is it. Here I have written a program, a small program, and with the help of this we will discuss the working of the variable whose storage class is static. Simply, as we know, here only the execution of the program starts from the man. That means the execution will get started from this point, and after entering the control into the program, here is a function call. I have called the function get data, and the control will go here. Now in here there is a static variable x. Here I have declared a variable x. Okay, I have only declared a variable. No initialization has been taken place at this place. No initialization has done at this place. So the default value would be x, 0. Because I have told you that default value of the variable whose storage class is static is 0. So by default the value at x would be 0. Now after execution of this line, the control will go here, x equal to x plus 10. That means x equal to x plus 10. X is 0, 0 plus 10 equal to 10. The new value will go here, 10. Okay. And now here, printf %dx. And what is the output? The value of the x will get printed. The value of the x at a moment, the value of the x is 10. That means the output would be 10. Okay. So after the execution of this function, here and here, the value 10 will get printed. And after that, there is a closing brace and the control will go back to here. Okay. And then this line will get executed. Here I have also called the function again. 2 times I have called the get data function. Here I have also called the function get data. Again the control will go here. Here static int x. Take care here. Static int x. This variable integer int I have declared here x as a static. The storage class of x is static. And I have told you that the lifetime of the static variable is throughout the program, not within that function. All the scope is within that function, but the lifetime of the static variable is throughout the program. Then what will happen? It will not get here again initialized. This line, static int x, this line will get skipped. Now the control will go direct to here. X equal to x plus 10. Because I have declared the x variable as static. Take care. We know that for a program, there are 4 sections from where the memory is going to be allocated. Some part of the memory is for code and text, and some part of the memory is for the static and global variables, and some part is for stack and some for heap. In this case, I have declared this variable x as static. That means this x is now here. The way it is stored in the RAM. This is all RAM. This is stored here. But it is now the memory allocated for this x is from this portion, static portion here. That means the memory for this x variable is going to store from here, and this memory retains throughout the program. It is going to be allocated throughout the program, not within the function. That is, scope of this static variable is the lifetime of the static variable is throughout the program. So this line gets skipped, and the control will go directly to here. X equal to x plus 10. That means what is the x? Now in this case x is 10. 10 plus 10 equal to 20. Now the new value here would be 20, and after there printf %x. Now second time 20 will get printed. So in first instance 10 will get printed. Now second instance 20 will get printed. We know that after existing from this function, this static variable retains its previous data. So the lifetime of the static variable is throughout the program, but the scope of the static variable only within the function where it has been declared, or within that block where it has been declared. It is not a scope is not throughout the program, but the lifetime is throughout the program. For example, if I try to print here %x, for example, now we know that this x has been declared in this function. Here I have declared a variable x whose storage class is static, and have declared it within this function, in get data function, and I am trying to access this X from main function. It will show me an error. It will show me an error. It will show me that undeclared error X. That means because after exiting from this function, get data, and we cannot access this X is local for this get data function. We cannot access it from any other function because the scope of the static variable is only within that block or within that function where it has been declared, but their lifetime is throughout the program. Now I hope that you understood what is the lifetime, location, scope, and the default value of the variable whose storage class is static. Okay. And one more thing about, we can also declare this static variable as a global. For example, here static int x. It is also possible. We can also declare the static variables as global. That means global declaration is also possible in case of static storage class variables. And one thing which must consider in mind while using these static variables is that we must minimize to use the static variables, storage classes for the variable. Why? Because as I have told you that the most of the memory for these static variables are going to be allocated from this portion, static and global variables. Okay, and the scope and the lifetime of these static variables are throughout the program. If we declare maximum number of variables as static, so it will result into the wastage of the memory because the memory will get hold throughout the program. Before the exiting from the program, we cannot release the memory that has been allocated from this portion of the memory. Okay, so we must avoid these things and we must use only static variables when only these static storage classes only at that time when it is very important for us to use. Otherwise, we must avoid these to use the static storage class for the variables. I hope now that you have understood what is storage class, how to use the storage class in a program, and what information does storage class tell us about, static storage class tells us about the variables. And inshallah in the next video we are going to discuss one more storage class, that is the external storage class. Till the next video, take care, bye bye.